Just let them speak.
You can demonstrate. You can prove it. When you manipulate heat, water boils.
Science can't prove things. Science cannot prove anything. How would it ever do that? Think about it. If no matter what you try and prove, and these guys, I heard them say the other day, oh, science proof is that the water boils at 100 degrees. That's not proof of anything. I wanted to go to Wits it, gets it.
You can demonstrate. You can prove it. When you manipulate heat, water boils.
Science proof is that the water boils at 100 degrees. That's not proof of anything. Wits it, gets it.
You can demonstrate. You can prove it. When you manipulate heat, water boils.
Science can't prove things. Now listen carefully.
I think you can find a scientifically valid method that can validate the ether, but it doesn't exist. I think you can find a scientifically valid method that can validate the ether, but it doesn't exist.
What the hell did you just say?
I think you can find a scientifically valid method that can validate the ether, but it doesn't exist.
Oh,
I think you can find a scientifically valid method that can validate the ether, but it doesn't exist.
Are you serious?
Now listen carefully.
What science has known for, hundreds of years, and that is the existence of the ether.
Science cannot prove anything. How would it ever do that?
Experiments prove that the ether is actually there.
Science cannot prove anything. How would it ever do that?
Experiments prove that the ether is actually there.
That's how you know you're being scammed.
Prove that the ether.
You know science doesn't prove anything, right?
On the subject of apologies, there's only one apology, and that's to Nathan for calling him a scammer. The rest, it is fair game. Even calling me a flat Earth homo, it's fair enough. I've been called worse. You know what I mean? I'm not bothered about it. The only apology due is that, because that's the thing that's out of order. It's dishonest, and he knows it.
He won't be able to do it. You can't retract that now. You hear that, jabroni? That's your pride fucking with you, you Dunning-Kruger muppet. How's that hypothesis working out for you? You don't even know what one is, do you? Yeah, we heard it. Tacitly, you're fucking clueless. Thanks. Hey guys, welcome to the show. As usual, if you'd like to support this channel, there are PayPal and Patreon links in the info box below. Roll on over to Gilded. See if we have the beautiful Betty Van Velsen in the house today. Here we go again.
Well, it's more or less my house. And you're welcome to it.
Well, thank you.
Turn those tables around.
Didn't that, wasn't you supposed to say, isn't thank you first and then you're welcome? Is it supposed to go that way?
I think that you did right.
Did I? Is that the Dutch way to do it? I have never seen that in my life before.
And sometimes I still hear people say it, also Americans nowadays.
They got infected with Dutch.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to let everyone in on the story?
Would you do the honors?
Yeah, it's from Fugitive, right? With Harrison Ford. There's his buddy doctor that's screwing him the whole time that he doesn't know. Well, this guy's Dutch. And during one of the scenes, I think he was given the keynote address. That's where I got that keynote address from, by the way. But I digress. He was given the keynote address to a metabolic pathway convention. No, I'm only kidding. He was given the keynote address, and I think the coppers came up and asked him. Tommy Lee Jones was asking him questions, and they asked him a couple questions, and the way Tommy Lee Jones does it, he'll let him go, and then he'll say, "Oh, wait a second, one last question," right? And the doctor was getting a little frustrated, and he goes, "Oh, one more thing," and he asked him another question, and what his answer to the question was, "I never seen that in my life before," and it just struck me as strange because I wouldn't state the sentence that way. Right? It had before on the end. So, and I brought it up to Betty. I didn't know that he was Dutch. And we got into a long discussion on it. So, was that good, Betty?
Yeah, the guy was his name is Jeroen Krabbe. By the way.
Well,
He's the
thank
one
you for
did
that.
that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, because you know how that we Americans would state it, but not before.
Mhm.
I've never seen that before in my life.
Yeah, you would do it after.
I know. I stated it. I said I never seen that before in my life. Right? Not with the before at the end.
Yeah, the grammatics in Dutch is a little different than in English, and we usually when we start a sentence, when we get sort of entangled at the end because we should have said certain words before and others after. So yeah.
Now let me ask you a question. This is going to provide some profound.
Maybe you should have said ever, right? I know I should.
No, this is going to be. This is.
Check, mic check.
Yeah, you got a good mic. So this is a profound. You're getting me off my game. This is a profound question. Was that chocolate?
Yes.
I thought that was chocolate. Good.
One and only. What's up, man?
What's up?
It's actually my first time in COVID, so I was checking to see how it works.
Sure, we could tell.
You hear me?
Well, yeah, we can hear you. And
shut up.
We can hear you, and we can tell. And yes, shut up.
Shut up. Shut up.
Shut up. Shut up. Glad to have you, Chocolate. Yep. Sorry. I wanted to get on. I know I'm not going to forget this, but this is a profound question, and it's going to hit everyone here in a second. This profound question to Betty. When you're thinking, that inner voice, that inner dialogue. Hopefully, you have an inner dialogue, but I digress. Do you think of it in English or in Dutch?
I think English.
Really?
Yes, but not everybody does.
See how profound that question was? We're in the deep end, folks.
When you talk Dutch, QE, are you thinking in English?
I don't talk Dutch, so yeah. So it's pure American, not English.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, the thing is with if I have to translate everything back to Dutch and back into English again, it will take a longer time to answer stuff. I think that you do that maybe with languages that you don't really are familiar with, that you sort of translate back and forth. But the best way is not to do that and to basically make it your own, right?
This provides some really deep insight. Now let's ask, is Arwen in here? He's sure in the chat, I'll tell you that. So Arwen, you're Dutch. When you have that inner dialogue, do you talk to yourself in English or Dutch?
I think he already answered it.
Did he already answer it?
He said, when English is involved, I think English. When Dutch is involved, I think Dutch.
Oh, that's horseshit.
That doesn't answer the question.
It does. Well, the thing is also...
The question was when you're on your own, having your inner dialogue, not when you're thinking about how to respond to
then we are in a Dutch context.
Don't rumpus him, Betty.
Yeah, but it's the question is already answered.
Well, wait a second.
Let's
Allow
make it so difficult.
Adam is very deliberate in his thoughts. Give him a chance.
Yeah, but then we'll have like 10 minutes further along in the show.
Ooh.
Damn.
Maybe a simpler way to answer it. When you pray, what language do you pray in? When you sit quietly and you talk to God?
Yeah, to be really honest, I think in English too, from time to time.
Oh, not that from time to time. You can't add that qualifier on the end. Answer the question.
Yes. Yeah, it's well, like maybe 50-50.
50.
Which is unusual, I think, for most people.
Was that your question?
This is kind of interesting. So you originally are Dutch, but when you think you in English.
Yes, 50% of my time I think in English. Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Right, I've got another question, Betty.
Topics. Yeah.
You're doing a bit of DIY and you hit your thumb. What do you swear in?
I don't try to swear at all.
No, that's not. You're not answering the question.
I'm dealing with
I
a
think,
baller.
well, because you have really,
hey, Betty.
really...
Betty. He said he's like dealing with a baller.
We're honest, simple questions. It's like evasion tactics.
I think that we are like in a 1-1 like score right now. Well, in Dutch you have like the really nasty G, like, and if we have a curse word which involves God, which is God, right? So then it's usually that sort of names that come out.
I didn't hear that. I was acknowledging my wife's presence into my household. Could you restate that?
Yeah, we have a different pronunciation of God, which is God, with a like G sound. And when you, well, have pain or whatever, then that word will sort of come out first.
Did that answer your question, Adam?
Yeah, so she thinks ouch in Dutch, not English.
Yes. I one time asked a Turkish girl if she, when she dreams, because she's also a Dutch talker too, if she dreams in Turkish or in Dutch. I don't think that she could answer that question.
That's a damn good question. I like this line of questioning. Can you answer that?
Myself, and
I? Yep.
I think it's Dutch.
Really? So you're subconsciously Dutch.
Mm-hmm.
That's friggin' scary.
Well, yeah, the same as if you're subconsciously American.
Neil, when you dream, do you dream in New York or you dream like in regular American?
Dream in New York.
Neil doesn't have time to dream.
I dream in Brooklyn.
This is outstanding. This is the deeper things, man.
Now I get Betty Baller in the chat, for crying out loud.
Betty Baller by Brian, the friggin' plum.
I think we need to take a stab at all culture.
Time out. I was not being heard. I don't know what's wrong with this. Sometimes it goes off. I feel sad because I can only think one way in English. That's not even fair.
Respectfully, Neil, I wouldn't necessarily call that English.
Respectfully, Neil, that is not English. That's American.
That's true.
Did I get him, Adam?
Brooklynese.
Yeah.
Well, is it, also when you when I'm among like the English, I would tend to. I think eventually you would tend to lean towards the English speech, and if you're among Americans, you let it slide along like this a little.
That's so weak. Do that again.
I can't. It's you Americans like draw things out a little more like this. You know?
I don't talk.
That's brilliant.
I don't talk like that shit.
You have no idea.
That's John and Paul.
Yeah.
That's pure redneck.
It is.
Are you? That's racial.
Look in the mirror, John.
The racial. I'm not a redneck.
Have you not? Well, have you not looked in the mirror lately?
Yeah, this morning.
Yeah. And hillbilly redneck is waving it.
Hillbilly didn't come to my mind. That was not my first thought.
No, what these sort of like socks that you like keep to your ankles.
Socks.
Like, almost to your knees.
Let's
it's pretty redneck hillbilly.
let's not get into the Insecta Shield socks. When I looked in the mirror, I said,
Insecta Shields.
let's
Even
not.
that.
Yeah.
How much more hillbilly can you go with?
No, wait a second.
insecticides?
No, we'll get to that in a second. When I looked in the mirror this morning, the first thought that usually comes to my mind is Adonis.
Good one.
You would.
Adonis from Queens? What Adonis are you talking about?
Adonis. From the Bible?
Let's get back to
Not from Queens.
what are you guys talking about? I was on mute there for a second because I kind of lost it.
You say when you think about Adonis, and I said, which Adonis? Adonis from Queens or what?
Adonis, I can't hear you because your mic's a train wreck.
Yeah, two sucks.
So it's not going to work.
You doing push to talk?
Doesn't have to do with that. That's just the mic, I think.
All right, so let's get back to the Insecta Shield socks. This is my Insecta Shield ping pong paddle. So I walk out.
What color are they? Are they pink?
No, they're white.
White?
White. They're white high socks.
It's forbidden to wear white socks.
I love white. I like
Especially
white.
by men.
I like white socks and white under. I just like white. So anyway, so I could see the little vermin if they're crawling up or not. But anyway, after my
vermin that belongs to you.
After my how should we say this? The treachery from the vermin that attacked me down there shooting my bow, I kind of got smart about it and then started saying, okay, let's do some protective measures. So I got these Insecta Shield socks. So they got permethrin in them, and that repels ticks, chiggers, everything. They can't deal with it. So, but it was hot that day, so I wore shorts, and they're almost knee-high socks. I said, I don't really care. I had
my goodness gracious.
I had my hiking boots on, and I'm headed down with my bow and everything, headed down to the target, and it just so happens. So would you stop interrupting my damn story?
Sorry, this needs color camera commentary. It really needs
it. So I'm walking down there, and it just so happens usually there's no one around, right? Because it's usually during the weekday, everyone's at work or they're doing their own thing. But it just happened to be a guy from the bow shop. His mother lives next to my neighbor who has my bow target in. So he's out there in the driveway. And I noticed him right away. I'm coming down my driveway, and I see him over there. I said, "Oh God, here we go!" And he screams over. He goes, "Hey, nice socks!"
Exactly.
You got to call you socks, bro. That's hilarious.
Did you have your belt up to your chest? Too?
I'll tell you what. You know what I told him? I said, yeah, they're nice socks. If it were possible, I'd pull them up to my neck. And he started snickering, and I just walked off. So that
and dancing in a tutu.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Mr. Twinkle Toes.
Here we go. Here we go with the stabs.
I can't help it. I see you
Betty,
in these white
you.
socks, like really tight.
Betty, you got to leave Chocolate Robot in. Go ahead, Chocolate.
No, I said Betty. For you.
Yeah, that came through nice and clear. Thanks. Get that mic fixed.
Nope. I'm in it loud. Man. Damn it.
Jeez.
Is he in a what?
Hey, Chocolate, you're chopping real bad, man.
Is he in a different container?
Oh, Dad, thanks. Okay, so about an hour and a half ago, Chocolate, just fix your mic. We'll get back to you, man. Just you're chopping. You can fix that. Phone a friend. Okay. Yeah. So about an hour and a half ago, maybe, I don't know. It was before the show. I'm screwing around trying to get stuff ready for the show and doing some things here at home. But anyway, Flatzoid sends me this video, and he's got the walking contradiction shits at 60 on there. And I said, oh, no, how's this going to go, right? So there was a lot of admin things in the beginning I had to watch through. I said, come on, get to the gist. But anyway, we finally got to the part where this numpty dipshit says that more or less that water will boil at different temperatures depending on the container it's in. I lose it. I'm laughing so damn hard. And my wife, she's like, what the heck is going on? And yet my wife, she has an actual science degree, by the way. But anyway, she's there, what is your problem? And I said, does water boil at a different temperature in separate containers? And she gave me this look like I had 35 heads. I said, I can't believe he said that. You frigging bozo. I mean, I can't. This is like pounding on the C4 fire and bashing yourself in the face with a spade shovel at the same time. I mean, you got to be a certifiable dumbass. Thanks. Just tattoo pretender clown numpty dipshit on your forehead and be done with it already. My God, sir. But anyway, that's what we're into. Now, I didn't get a chance to listen to the rest of the video. I just got up to that part, and there was some microwave part that I can't wait to get to. I don't know if I'm going to get to that today. It might be later on tonight. But that was a train wreck. I'm almost speechless, but thank you for that. I appreciate that, you fucking clown. Unbelievable, dudes. Good.
Said that?
Shits at 60, the walking contradiction.
Okay. Well, way to go.
Way to go, dude. Thanks. Adam, what do you think about that?
I've seen a couple of things. The first thing before I comment on that is, Chocolate, have you know Men in Black 2? Like when he has to go and rescue Tommy Lee Jones from his day job, and he's a postman. I've just got this image of that in my head of QE in his long socks. But
hey,
that was awesome.
Betty, did you see that? He railroaded me. When he was supposed to talk about something else, he had to throw that in. What that? You've been talking to each other.
He wanted to go back to your socks, and
I couldn't get the image out of my head.
Yeah. Well, I have that same failing, Adam. So yeah.
You got the image of different. Do you have the image of different containers with water? Oh, but before you start, Adam, before you start, then I made an analogy with that, and she's standing right there after she's done shaking her head. I said that's like you saying your body fat percentage will change depending on the dress that you have on. She didn't like that too
Which
much.
I said that most women think that they do that when they change dresses.
She didn't like that part.
Oh, that's the usually part that you walk away from your guy. For good.
Too funny.
Or
Sorry.
did the for good part come first?
Yeah, exactly. So sorry, Adam. The floor is yours.
No. My job as emissary is I have to look into these things. So when this repetition seems to have come from the initial challenge from Jaren, and I'd never heard of it because saying earlier when we were at school we had to make a thermometer, and it's understanding the concept of what centigrade is. It's a division of 100, and you use the intrinsic properties of water to create that scale. And when we were kids, the way we made it was given a thermometer, blank thermometer, and you had it in ice, and you marked where the thermometer was, and then that was 0, and then you wanted 100. And the other thing you knew about water, that you could create your centigrade scale, was that it boiled at 100. So you had 0 and 100, and that's, you then take it and put it into a boiling water, properly boiling. You know what boiling is. We all know what boiling is. So you put it in there, and that's where your 100 mark was, and that's why we made a thermometer as kids. These kind of established facts. At no point, I don't think, do I remember the teacher saying, make sure you boil it in this type of container or your scale will be wrong.
Now, did he ask you to sit on a mountain like miles high?
So wait a second, baby.
No, but
Wait a second. So you made thermometers. You calibrated the thermometer with the ice and the water boiling. Is that what you're saying, Adam?
yeah. Kids in science class.
Yeah, duh. We're in a carnival tent. We're hold on, Adam. We're in a carnival tent. I told you guys that's what we're in. I mean, if you come out and say, even imply it implicitly, you're a friggin' bozo, dude. Of course, we already know you're a walking contradiction, but to just come out, keep talking. I want you to hit every friggin' show on the circuit today. I want you to just keep talking. Unfriggin' believable, dude. Thanks, by the way. Clown.
I'm thinking about Steve McRae when he said that time was an independent variable.
Well, that's the point of this claim, to make that in some way that the container is going to affect. And I think this was the only nuance I could say, because I did a little search. I was trying to understand it, because in Jaren's claim it was jumbled with a lot of other stuff. This would be the point that the container in which you're in will affect the boiling point of the water itself. The only thing I could think you could confuse that with would be the thermal conductivity rate of the container. So the rate at which boiling would be achieved,
Yes.
even with the same amount of added heat, would vary. But
Yes.
that's a very different claim.
Yes. I got 2 words for him, Adam. Vapor pressure. You fucking bozo. Unbelievable. Like I said, just let them speak, folks. Thanks for that. Classic.
The other,
Let me know which container actually boils water without heat or pressure. Any one of those for my kitchen.
well, that variance, because we say at 1 atmosphere for 100. That variance is important, but and you said, "Oh, I can make water boil in the vacuum," but there's still heat involved. that heat of vaporization that's in the molecules that's making it happen.
Oh, you're going way too far. This is way too deep, dude.
Yeah, but so if we reduce the pressure, the boiling point reduces, but there's still heat required. Even if we took it up so high that it was boiling at the 20 degrees at the sea level, there's still 20 degrees of heat in there, isn't there? We're just affecting that dynamic. Oh, but heat and air pressure are variants in that. I said, Kiwi, you mentioned it. That's really a distraction, if I'm being honest. All you need is within the hypothesis that heat makes water boil.
Yeah, but you understand. I tried to explain that to everyone. It's very easy to understand. I know you got it real quick, right? Because I couldn't just leave it out there with heat causes water to boil. As soon as, like I said before, as soon as you state boiling or freezing of a substance, mainly liquids, you must immediately state right after that temperature and pressure. It's specific with this subject area. You can't mention boiling point elevation, freezing point depression. You can't be in or not state temperature and pressure. They're connected by the lips. So all I did was just state them for completeness. Right? It's very simple, very easy to understand. A 5th grade general science graduate said, yeah, okay, I see you got a control variable in the hypothesis. I got it. No worries. Right? But with these numpty dipshit, they're Dunning-Kruger delusional that they can't grasp simple concepts. I mean, this is 3rd grade. Right? Yes? No?
Yeah.
I don't.
Maybe Steve McRae did have more like points on him in the sense of that time causes everything.
I think that was equally stupid. He had a problem with the if and then with you. And you know, I tried to find that later on and I couldn't find it. Did he delete that? Or was that in a text?
Oh, that could be. I think that he changed up his own channel and gave it to that non-sequitur show sort of stuff.
Yeah, but I tried to find it before that because I sat there and listened to it. I was laughing with my usual laugh. And I said, I didn't get it immediately. I didn't capture it immediately. And then I went back like a week later and I couldn't find it. So somebody must have got with him and he edited that part out because he was reading from you, right?
Mm-hmm.
You commented in one of his videos and he was reading it out and you were explaining to him the if is the cause and the then is the effect. And he said, he's reading, he goes, the if is the cause and then is the effect. I never heard anything like that in my life.
Before.
It's the same case. Just let them speak because they're going to train wreck. Go ahead.
He had that explanation about 2 petri dishes and putting it in for a certain amount in a whatever, right?
Yes.
Somewhere.
Yes.
And then something would happen to it, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, well, time does do strange stuff.
He doesn't know what petri dishes are. Mr. Epitome.
Yeah.
We're on that level. Yeah, time as an independent variable is a friggin' joke. It's just wiki Google parroters that punch it into their search engine, right? And the first thing that pops up, time is always an independent variable. They don't think, right? They just mindlessly parrot what's on Google and wiki without thinking through. Right? Yep. So all you have to do after you're done laughing, you say, okay, formulate a hypothesis with time as the independent variable. Then get your popcorn out.
Yeah, then the petri dishes came out.
Yeah. Too funny.
Yeah. Like could stop
Not a
time. Right?
stopwatch.
Yeah, go ahead, Chocolate.
What?
Did you get your mic fixed? Go ahead.
I said, isn't that what we pull out a stopwatch?
Nope, you're still chopping. I heard stopwatch. Yeah, it's similar to that. Yeah, it's stupid. They think they're Doc Brown.
Like you can sort of.
They-
But you can change time and stuff.
Yeah, they
and
think
get
they're
back
Doc
at a
Brown
time.
with a. They think they're Doc Brown with a stopwatch.
But you got,
It's
got-
more. Go ahead, Betty.
you got a. Yeah, you got a confounded variable and you got a control variable, right? Also, from time to time in these scientific methods.
Confounding variables or unknown variables. What does that have to do with it?
Confound?
Yeah, confounding
Unknown?
variables. A variable that you weren't expecting to be present but is present.
Okay.
Would that not be the claim of electrostatics right now?
They don't know what
Yes.
electrostatics is. They have to define it first. Then we can
That would
move
be
on.
my
It's a
point.
confounded variable.
Then we can move on to the next discussion point. This is what I need. Definitions for the next time these bozos go live. Wait a second. I got some of the words. I need how it adjusts. I need the definition for electrophy. Electrophy. That's the one. That's one. Electrophy. Electropa. I need a definition for that. I also need definitions for electricity, electrostatics, electromagnetism, and magnetism. They need, before anything else comes out of their incoherent blowholes, I need citation for each of those terms that they state. That's what I need. That's what everyone should be asking, not only me. Got it? Thanks. Oh, and I need that cited, please. So you're not making shit up. You go ahead and cite that. Go ahead and rewind and get electrophy, electropa, all that. Friggin' bozos.
Well, well, who stated that?
Jabroni. Well, Jabroni stated electropa, electrophy, and it adjusts. The piece of paper is adjusted. So that's on him, but he did mention electromagnetism and electrostatics. So yes, he has. I don't care any one of those bozos. I want it cited. Just go down the list, cite them, state them, and put it up on the screen so everyone sees it, and keep them up there for the rest of your conversation. We're going to see if there's any continuity errors. Oh, electrostatics. Or static electricity. I forgot that one. That one too. So put it up on the screen right before you start the discussion. Go over it, explain it, and then you're allowed. I'm going to allow you to go on with the rest of your discussion. And of course, you won't be able to, because those definitions up on the screen, they're going to flamethrow your dumbasses with every single statement out of your incoherent blowholes. Take that, clowns.
Good band. Take that.
So if anyone's out there, because I don't watch these numpties, if you see them, make sure you remind them in chat right before they ban you. State all those terms and have them define it. If they don't define them, just exit out. Just leave, because it's going to be Dreamland fantasy time. Define those terms. And do it now.
They won't do it. Their answer to that is tell QE to define magnetism.
Yeah, have me define their horse shit. That makes perfect sense. I often ask people who make claims, their own claims, right? They often ask me to do that.
Well, that's what I said. Are we making any claims about magnetism? I haven't heard anybody.
Yep. Doesn't make any damn
They're not,
sense.
but what?
If you're
What
going to
you're
make a claim
requesting
about
there?
something, it's your job. The onus is on you to define that shit. Duh. So you define it, and then we'll move on. Go ahead, Adam. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, this is on that point. Like, we're Riley's egg experiment, as simple and basic as it is, part of the criticism was electrostatics. You've not done this. You've not accounted for this. We're asking for a description of what's being accounted for. And it'd be very useful, certainly for me, in the conversation we're having. I'm still struggling because some of the words that I use from standard science, chemistry, physics, etc., don't appear to have the same meanings. And part of the pathway of understanding what the etheric viewpoint is trying to understand the redefinition of words that actually do have meanings in, I said, standard physics and chemistry. Electrostatics, electric potential, electrostatic charge, all seem to be very synonymous with each other within their realm. And that's a struggle for me at the moment as I try to understand the points they're making. And so if we are going to introduce things like into the egg experiment, or look at the Van de Graaff generator, where we're saying that this huge voltage that's applied in, and this is my best understanding, in opposition to the direction of the flow of the current on Earth, when we do that, there appears to be a claim that the electrostatics are reversed. And it's trying to understand what the nuance, the actual nuance of this claim is. I mean, it's obviously compounded by the denial of an atom, which is fundamentally the derivation of all of these definitions. So it would be very useful. I know QE is a bit more forceful than me, but to move forward, we do need you guys to lay out respectfully what you're talking about when you use these terms, because they're not making sense in their standard use within chemistry and physics, certainly to me.
Yep.
I've done there. I was just saying that's the point for me, and that's what you're making that demand for, because until it's there, all we keep hearing is the same repetitions. Everything's electrostatic. Everything has electrostatics. I don't think we're denying that. What is the implication of that?
Be denying it.
No, we're not.
The only reason he knows that is because I gave him the cited work to show him that. Why would we be denying it?
I just want to understand that not how that knowledge is applied in within the claim, and how that applies to whether you want to define it orientation of relative density to play out, or a downward vector, or a little nudge, whatever way, how that plays out. I'm saying, and with regards to the Van de Graaff, if that's what's happening, how is this huge voltage reversing that? Is that what's happening in a Van de Graaff? What is a Van de Graaff in your world? Because electrons don't exist. What is happening within a Van de Graaff? Those questions really help me understand their viewpoint, but I am struggling to get, if I'm being honest, a straight answer.
Yes, sir. I don't know. This shouldn't be that hard. Just define the terms that you're using. I mean, it's duh. It's a Socratic method. It's very easy, right? It makes sense. You know, just come splurt not terms, right? And don't define them. The reason why you do that is because, now I'm not trying to define, I'm just giving you the experience that I had with people that didn't know what the things meant or the terms meant that they were using. That just opens up the door for equivocation fallacies. That is to say, that it can mean multiple things depending on your mood. If the argument doesn't go your way, then since you haven't defined it, now you can just make shit up. And then 5 seconds later, change the meaning of that again. It's just, it's second grade equivocation fallacy. It's just a game. They probably don't even realize they're doing it. Right? But that evotards are great with that. That's one of their main fallacies, equivocation fallacies. They don't define any terms, and it can mean anything you want, depending on how the argument's going. Clowns. Yep. I'm getting flashes in here from my OBS setup for some reason. I thought I was getting flashbacks. I was having premonitions of flashbacks. But I was getting flashes here. First time I ever seen that, so beware. If we go bye-byes, you know why.
All good on screen.
Oh, how's that look out there? Guys, how's the new setup look? Let me get...
Yeah, Betty.
Yeah, wasn't that a good idea to put it on the other side?
No.
Oh, then change it back.
No, it wasn't. No, it was perfect, Betty. Yep, it was a great idea.
Always the first no, right? Because you guys want to be on top all the time.
No, it wasn't that. Just trying to get a couple
Why
pluses.
did you say no?
Because I'm trying to just get a couple pluses for the backstabs from the beginning of the show.
Why are you so concerned with that? I thought you were invulnerable.
Oh, here we go. Layer upon layer. Oh, it just flashed again. What is going on here? I think it's the big kahuna.
I've never been flashed before, ever in my life.
I think the big kahuna's flashing.
Oh, isn't that good?
Nah. Let's see if it goes away. So, back to the topic. Go ahead.
You can get rid of the big kahuna.
I don't want to get rid of the big kahuna.
Yeah, but if it takes you into trouble or puts you into trouble, then get rid of it.
People don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you don't either.
Yes, I do. I know what the big kahuna is.
What is it?
The big kahuna is my avatar up there in the top right-hand corner.
Yeah.
That
shows vibrations like an electrostatic, like.
Oh no!
Define electrostatic, Betty.
You used it to find that monkey.
There is it. The big kahuna.
It's on screen.
It's on screen, exactly. I can show it you. There.
That's not the answer to his question.
Well, it is an avatar vibrating like hell, and if people are talking through it and getting overexcited, it goes bananas.
Is that a satisfactory?
Hence why there is a voice meter banana.
Is that a satisfactory definition there, Adam?
It comports with my reality.
I'm thinking you're letting her off the hook. Easy.
He is.
I'm surprised we were let off the hook. I was expecting a bit of gloating of how good it looks, because it does look better that side. But you were spot on. We got space, and we didn't have to move out else.
I was trying to get some.
Thanks, Adam, for helping Quantum Erasure, because he's inept with these technical stuff.
I'd see. Here we go. It's got to be that.
It's so easy.
I was going with teamwork makes dream work, but fair enough.
Yeah, well, every time there's better men behind the man, and women, by the way.
That's really low, by the way. We're gonna get back to that.
Is it not behind every great man is an even better woman?
Yes, it's some sort of an add-on, so to include you as well, Adam. There's a team of men and great women behind the great man.
So I was trying to get some people out. What the hell's so funny with that?
That's the trouble with trying to be inclusive. It just gets confusing, doesn't it? You see.
You just
The thing
continue.
that you just want to try to continue quantum erasure without anything going on.
Anything from me. Okay, thanks. Go ahead.
No, just go on. Just had to laugh.
I have nothing more to add.
Yeah, I figured as much. I was trying to get some.
I have a question.
Just before your question, I'm trying to get some participation out there of people watching this live. If that looks what they think about having them over to the left, and is it clear enough? Are you? Is anything wrong with it? Just some participation out there. Go ahead, Neil.
Hypothetically, let's just say that ether can be validated scientifically.
What's ether?
No, I'm just saying, do you think there would be this great attack on it, the scientific method, or would they be praising it?
I can't judge on pure conjecture. Now listen, I don't know if people have been Jedi mind tricked or something, but ether doesn't have anything whatsoever to do with natural science. It's not a natural science question yet. The first step is to show or demonstrate its existence. That's step number one. Once you do that, if it causes anything, once it's been demonstrated to exist, if it causes anything, now is the time the scientific method comes into focus. Does everyone got that?
That's why see, Mike Kavanagh is a good man. He's a very intelligent man. But if you're going to cover for falsehood, you end up looking a dick. And what happened in that clip was the clip when Nathan was on there talking scientific method. And Mike speaks truth because you added the word yet there. Because what is the ether? It's yet to be defined. So whether it is or isn't fitting within the scientific method is yet to be defined. And that. So his statement is kind of true because there is a possibility, but there is not a possibility of any progression of anything whilst it sits in this airy-fairy world of nonsense. And that's why his statement is laughable, because it doesn't have any meaning. And that's why just before this bit, what we were asking for was a definition, something solid, some kind of substance to the claim, something to deal with, as opposed to what we've got, which is that whole statement sums it up. It could fit into the scientific method, but there isn't anything at all at the moment that anybody's talking about that does fit into the scientific method in my statement. And that's an honest appraisal. He was trying to, I don't know why, support Bob. But if you actually listen to the nuances of it, it is pointing out that A, we don't know what it is. It's yet to be defined. But with what we've got at the moment, no, there's nothing out there that fits into that ability to do it. And that's an indictment, because if it doesn't fit in that method at the moment, then what are we actually dealing with? We're not dealing with science. We're not dealing with reality even, not experienceable reality. We're taking everything into another dimension that we cannot experience.
Yep.
Make believe.
Yep. Hey, Nathan just came. He said we may begin.
Oh, thank God for that. What did you have for your tea, QA? I had pasta, right?
That'll get him going.
No, I'm not going to do it to him.
I got that. Okay, buddy. You know, this is giving me messages down here. We might have to look into that. What was I going to say? Oh, Nathan, make sure you rewind. I don't know if you've been kept up to date on the train wreck debate from the numpties across the way. The Walking Contradiction, Shits at 60, made some claims on Blatzoid's show. I don't know when it was done either. I think it was last night. It might have been the night before, that he came out and made sort of the claim that the container itself is a variable because well, he thinks that water will boil at different temperatures depending on which container it's in. So I don't know. Listen, I don't know if you checked out Flatsoy's video. I haven't checked the whole way through. I'm not going to be able to check it today. I just got up to the container, and I think I heard the microwave nonsensical horseshit. But make sure you check that out. It's on Flatsoy's channel. We might have to get back to that. It has potential. So I'm going to have to watch the rest of it. I'll let you know. But stay tuned for BALLBUSTERS on Saturday, because this has some potential. That's all I'll say. There you go. Oh, I just got flashed again. I wonder
What is this flashing? What are you on about? In OBS or?
Yeah, it's flashing in OBS in the background for some reason. Now, I don't know. It still shouldn't be doing that. I usually pull up the Big Kahuna after I pull up OBS. This time it was a little late. OBS was running for a while, and then I pulled up. I forgot about the Big Kahuna.
Oh,
and
that's all streaming. Fine. It all looks.
It's not coming through the stream side. It's coming through my preview setup.
Ignore it. Get over it.
It's hard to ignore while it's flashing. But, yeah, I can get over it. Yes, it's a sad state of affairs, sir. So make sure you listen to it. Like I said, I don't have a link. I may have put a link in the war room. But if you could spend some time with that, I'd like to get your thoughts. You also, Adam. But that seems like a fertile garden so far. Yeah, especially with that comment. Oh my God, it's like shoving an M80 up your ass and then sitting down on a bonfire. Thanks, baby.
That would hurt.
I just got some food.
Means I got to fill.
I read in the chat that George Natyuk is dead. Is that true?
What?
Yeah,
Is he
I've
dead?
seen that. Yeah, I've seen that in. It was put in Master B earlier.
Adam, get closer to your mic.
Sorry, yeah, I was just trying to scroll and find it. It was by Chris Berry announced it. Yeah, George Michael Patinyuk passed away September the 12th, 2022. I wish his family all the best.
Wow. What the cause of death? How do we know? Because he lived like sort of up north, I think, Solitude. Wise.
International
How do they
Falls,
know?
Minnesota.
Is somebody going over the obituaries, or what? How do people know?
Somebody's obviously found it. You know.
Huh. Oh, probably the jab.
Who knows? He will not be missed. All I can say.
Yeah, well, still.
No, I feel sorry for his family, but he was a.
I mean, he wasn't that old, was he? He was in his 60s, I think. Wasn't he?
72.
Go ahead, Betty. I didn't hear what you said. Go ahead.
I said he wasn't that old to be dying already, right? In his 60s.
72.
72. Okay, yeah, well, that's not old, isn't it? For nowadays, I suppose. I hope that his dog has a good life after this. He was 104, Betty. Yeah.
As if by magic he's on screen. There you go. Oh.
Yeah?
Oh my goodness, he's on screen.
Yes, he's on. Now, isn't that strange?
What's probably ironic is he's sat above us now, looking over this flat plane, kicking himself. Poor sod. I've got a glass in my hand. I'll
and
raise
being
it.
in an enclosed system, probably. Right? He's now in a closed system. Yikes. Yeah.
So
Well, you have to understand that life is like just a whisper.
Yep. So everyone caught the sobering effect that had?
Yeah.
I know I did.
It's only because he usually has a standard effect, but no, everybody here is decent and won't speak ill of the dead. Probably best to leave it at that.
Yeah, well, it's so final, isn't it? Yep. Strange.
Negative exponents out in chat. Are you the negative exponents that we had that debate one time on 24/7? The same person?
Oh yeah, didn't you have a yeah on 24/7? Yes, you had that sort of debate on your
Yes.
your videos. Yes.
Yeah. Let's see how he answers. If that's the same guy.
Where's Tony, by the way?
What?
Tony Whitcomb. Tony Whitcomb, this the one that always super chats you. With
Oh,
these,
I
like,
haven't
riddles.
seen Tony in a day or so.
Maybe he was a Aetherist. Maybe.
I don't think so.
Well, the thing is that you don't know about people. Where they stand, you know.
Yeah. Yep. But I don't think that that's the case. I don't know. He's over there in England. Adam, aren't you checking up on him?
What's that? Who?
Tony Wickham. He's one of the members of the Crown.
Well, last time, no, I've not received any updates now. Did he give you a super chat in your impromptu revision?
I don't think so.
Sharing statements.
I don't think
Who
so.
was it then?
Yeah, I'll have to go back and look, but I don't think Tony. I'd have to go back and look. I don't think so. Mr. Rambler.
Are you eating a banana already?
Nope. Guess again.
Guess again. Some other fruit.
You're getting warmer.
Wormer? A worm.
Not a warmer.
Warmer. Something hot. A toasty. A toasty. Piece of toast.
OMG.
Nathan, you're a flip-flop. But have you seen that? You got two messages, and there's one that's appropriate and one that I won't read. I'll let you read it, Betty. But the first one, I was thinking that's cheeky, sobering. He'd have wanted us to party. It was the life and soul of it. Was George, always on the dance floor.
On the dance floor.
Okay, you said it was another fruit. Let's get back on topic. You said it was another is it another fruit? And I said warmer. So it's possibly another fruit. So you got to guess what it is.
Peach.
Nope.
There's so many fruits. Come on. Is it like a banana or is it totally something else?
Is it like a banana?
Elongated.
It's not elongated.
Like a cucumber.
No, that I can hear laughing in Adam's voice, or on his face, because you know where this is going down. No, it's not like a banana.
All right. Strawberries.
Nope. Good guess though.
Raspberries.
Nope.
other kind of berries.
Nope.
Would Brian like them?
It's not a potato.
I meant plum.
Mango.
Not. I can't stand mangoes, by the way. My son,
tangerine.
my son and daughter loves mangoes. I like the smell of mangoes. I can't eat them. Now, if they're in like a fruit salad or something, that's fine. On their own, not a friggin' chance. But it's not a mango. Not a mango. It's not a tangerine. Continue.
An apple, a pear.
Not an apple or a pear. Not grapes.
A peach.
You already said that.
Yeah, but I didn't get an answer.
Yes, you did. I said no.
Is it peach-like?
Peach-like?
Nathan reckons it's
Yeah, peach-like, like a
A
plum.
plum, like Brian.
A plum like Brian.
Plum.
It's not plum or prunes.
See, why did when I say Brian, you say potato? You racist. What I meant was plum. From Nathan says snosberry.
What the hell is that? Is that a booger?
I think it's a BFG thing, isn't it? A snosberry.
Yeah, no, I don't eat my boogers, dude. I never ate my boogers, by the way. I know
rhubarb.
I know of booger eaters. Go ahead, Betty.
An orange.
Finally.
Yeah.
Oh, that was fun, wasn't it?
That was really
Yeah.
that was a
Yeah,
walk.
we do that next time again. What does Kiwi eat?
Don't do that next time again? That doesn't make any damn sense. That's the Dutch again coming out.
No, I have to stay Dutch, you know? I mean, otherwise people won't recognize me.
It's not a dingleberry, Mark J.
He said it wasn't berry. It wasn't a berry, so ruled out the berries.
Yeah, you're a little bit late to the party there, lumpy gas in a vacuum.
Hey, people, I might need to go in 5 minutes.
Oh, you do?
I don't know if you're going to continue for long. I might be continuing after, but
not too
usually
much.
you guys are like gone, so
Not too much longer after that. But if you have to go, you have to go. Just let us know.
let us know. I'm just leaving because I don't want to sort of ruin the flow of the show.
Oh, are you leaving right now?
No, in 5 minutes, but I need to put on my shoes and stuff.
Okay. Nathan's still guessing what the damn fruit is.
Oh, did you see, by the way, that other guy that what was it? Negative exponents. He says seems like many have passed from both sides recently.
He didn't answer my question, did he?
He didn't. No. Might not be the guy.
From what I recall, it wasn't a harsh debate.
No.
There's quite a number of non-harsh debates on the. If you just go to the playlist and hit debates, there's a few of them in there. There's some non-harsh ones in there.
Yeah. Well, you seem to be going rogue nowadays.
I go rogue on pretender clown frauds.
Yeah, and on your own, you're going solistic too.
Not. They're not my own.
You're going solo. That's what I mean. Going solo.
I went solo the other night because it was an impromptu type of thing. No, it was late.
Yeah.
I knew everyone was sleeping.
I had these impromptu things, you know. You never were that kind of guy, and now you're going rogue on us.
So impromptu means rogue?
No, impromptu means something totally different than rogue. That's why I use the word rogue.
Oh, hey, Brian, did he answer above? Okay, I might have missed it. I'm not too good with chat.
Oh, what did he answer?
He didn't state that.
Oh.
Quantum versus Witsit. You want me to debate somebody that states that water has a different boiling point in different containers? Are you kidding me? What is this, Tiger
The
Woods
answer is
versus?
yes. I want to see you do that. Yes.
What is this, Tiger
Otherwise
Woods
you're-
versus Elmer Fudd from the Peanut Gallery? Is that what you want to see?
People are that way. They
Not
wanna
a
see that.
problem. Not a problem. $10,000 in my PayPal account.
Yeah.
10,000. Now, if it's Globe Dumpsters Bob, I'll do that pro bono. But for the help,
Wow.
just relax, Betty. For the help, $10,000.
I am relaxed, by the way.
So if that's what you want, I'm not going to waste my time with Mr. Contradiction every other breath. That's wasting my time, right? And water has different boiling points in containers and all the rest of his numpty shit. So 10 G's. PayPal. You can look in the description box. 10 G. Wherever you want. I'll go wherever you want. 10 G's. And again, Globe Dumpsters, Bob, I do that pro bono. We tracking sunshines. Fucking clowns.
Well, JK says QE Solo was awesome.
Thank you.
Going rogue is doing it for you.
Nathan says next time I should plan my impromptu shows better.
I made a nice clip out.
He's demonstrating a contradiction if everyone's not getting it. Oh, negative
Only words and
exponent.
their meanings.
I'm sorry, Adam. Negative exponents. He just answered. He said yes, so he is that same person. I thought so. Yeah, we did have a good combo. Yep. Well, you're welcome. Well, because you were, how would we say, not honest. You weren't a pretender clown. I could usually tell within the first 5 seconds if somebody's a pretender clown fraud. And if you are, gird your loins. But you weren't, and I could sense that. So there you go.
Well, you did sense that about Widget back in the day. It was even your Patreon.
Yes.
So that spidey sense of you must have not worked that day.
It did go off.
Yeah, later.
No. Right at
I
the
think
time.
the time was like getting it later.
No, I didn't get it later. It goes off pretty quickly. Sometimes I put it on the back burner and I usually get. Are you rumpusing me?
Yes. Every other sentence, didn't you notice?
Sometimes I'm human, and no, that didn't come
Wow.
out right. That didn't come out right.
Sometimes you're like an alien.
Yeah, right. That didn't come out right.
An alien on the tangent.
Thanks. Thanks. Just jump all over it. Why don't you? I tried to take it back with it, but it was too late.
Yeah. Well, I think it's now time for me to leave. So that
Yeah,
you can go on
yeah,
and on.
right. You better go out on top.
Well, have a good one, guys. And I'm taking my leave.
All right. I'll catch up with you later, Betty.
Yo.
Well, good evening, Betty.
You, thanks.
Yep,
Later.
she's still snickering to herself.
I like to leave him that way because then I don't have to deal with it, and you guys do.
They don't have to deal with all that much, right? When my Spideys, I'll just wait till you go because you're just gonna rumpus everything I say anyway.
Yeah. Okay, I'm leaving. See you later, guys. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, like I was saying, when my Spidey sense goes off, it goes off, right? Sometimes I put it on the back burner because I'm human. That's what I was trying to say. But the Spidey sense did go off. It always does. Sometimes I don't listen to it, and every time I don't, I get burned. That should explain matters. Oh, by the way, now that I look over to OBS, CCR, baby. Creedence Clearwater Revival. I'm sitting here the other night, and I was shuffling. I got Netflix, so I'm shuffling, through the movies, and there's I seen what was that? The one movie I just addressed not too long ago, with Santiago, A Few Good Men. So I remember a few nights before I was going through there, and it was late. I was getting ready for bed, and I seen A Few Good Men. The damn Netflix, right? They put movies up for a certain amount of time, and they take them away. So that's what I was looking for when I went in there. I couldn't find it under the different categories, so I typed it in the search engine. I type it in up there, and not found them. There, son of a, right? And it was getting real late. It was about 1 o'clock in the morning. And I just did a cursory search, and I always stop at music and musicals. And when I hit music and musicals, all I see is Creedence Clearwater Revival. I said, oh, man, what's up with this, right? Because if you know me, and you guys don't, I love CCR, right? I think CCR is the greatest band ever. Even past Zeppelin, Stones, Pink Floyd. They don't hold a candle to CCR, right? I can remember back in the day. I know I'm going off, but just let me go off. It's my show. I can. I remember back when I was a kid, and my mom had this old Chevy, old white, I don't know whether it was Impala. I don't know. Really old, fish belly white Chevy. We were driving around in it, and frigging Proud Mary comes on the radio. This was probably before I was even in school. And it just struck me. I said, oh, my God. I can remember saying this. What's this? Ever since that day, I've been CCR crazy. They don't have a bad song in their category. They're the only band that they don't have a bad song. And they got tons of songs, right? Let me put it to you this way. A few weeks ago, my sister texted me out of the blue. She goes, I just heard Creedence on the radio, and I thought of you. That's the level that we're at with CCR. But anyway, now that you got the context, I turned this thing on. I'm just blown away because I've never seen any of this footage. And one of the pieces of footage was the concert hall in England. Is it the Albert Hall? Prince Albert Hall or something like that?
Yeah, the Albert Hall. Yeah.
The Albert Hall. So a lot of great bands have played there, and this was back in 1970. So we're going back a ways. Anyway, the Stones, the Beatles played there, Jimi Hendrix. You don't get to play there unless you're, up there. And Jeff Bridges was narrating this thing. Right? And they didn't go too far into depth. They did a little background where CCR came from, and John Fogerty, he was in the Army Reserve. I guess he went in the Army. I don't know why he went in the Army Reserves, but it was around the Vietnam area or era. Also, the drummer, Doug Clifford, he went into the Coast Guard. It kind of broke up the band. I think they got together in 1959 or something, and that broke up the band and all this stuff. They didn't go into all that great of detail, but they showed the European tour from 1970, and they said he was in the Army Reserve, so, that I can relate to John in that sort of sense. And then they showed them all at the Berlin Wall, and that was it for me, right? I'm sitting, there's too many connections here, right? I was loving it. And then all of a sudden at the end, they post this friggin' concert at Prince Albert Hall. It's the greatest concert I've ever seen. I was speechless on how great it was. So the moral of the story, jump on Netflix. Now, if you go down to music and musicals, I did it last night again because I wanted to watch it again. I couldn't find it. I said, you guys, because they usually they leave the music and musicals up. They don't get rid of those. You can always go back to them. And I'm looking for, I couldn't find it. I said, you got to be kidding me, right? So I typed it in the search engine, and boom, it popped right up. So I'm telling you, do yourself a favor, right? Go in there, type in Creedence. All you have to do is CREE. It's popping up. And watch that gem. You'll thank me later. That's
So
all
you mean to tell me that you think CCR,
No.
and I love them, they're the greatest live band?
Oh, they're the greatest band, period, ever.
Now but you think on the American side that they're even better than the Eagles?
Yeah. Yep.
That's saying something.
They were knocking the Beatles. I see. Most of the guys weren't back around. You guys weren't born then. They were knocking the Beatles off the charts. Creedence. They ain't playing any. I'm telling you, watch this, man. You'll thank me later. I'll get people thanking me on BALLBUSTERS Saturday if they watch this. Where's Brian at?
Great band.
The Doors.
Even
Yeah, the Doors. I got
He
it.
didn't have a bad song.
The Door. Who?
Even when he went solo, he didn't have a bad song.
I know.
He hit the
I
charts,
know.
but he went solo.
Yeah, I got it. I know. Brian keeps on saying the Doors. I like the Doors. There's no doubt about it, right? But not. If I have the Doors, if like I have a CD of the Doors in, I will I'll just flip by a couple songs because I kind of don't like them. That doesn't happen with CCR. It just doesn't happen. It's cemented in my CD player for all my life. It's in my CD player right now in the car. CCR, greatest hits. It never leaves. Too funny. Do yourself a favor, man. Jump on there and check out CCR. You'll enjoy it. And I was telling my wife about it, and she goes, CCR, who's that? And if you know my wife, you know why. And I said, you got to be kidding me. You know who CCR is. She goes, nope. So that afternoon, I had to take her over. We were trying to get the car fixed, and CCR just happened to be in the on play. We both got in the car. I turned the car on. CCR comes on, right? It was pretty funny. I said, you got to. So I went through each song. I played a little bit of it. I said, you don't know who these guys are. And I clipped this song. She goes, oh, yeah, I've heard that before. Next song. Oh, yeah, I know that one. Next song. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, so she knows, right? But she doesn't know, if you follow. Yes. Can I get an amen?
Creedence Clearwater Revival, one of the greats of all time.
No, they're the greatest band of all time. It's not even close.
That's your opinion. They're not better than the Beatles, QE. Come on.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Yeah, there's a couple Beatles songs that I bypass. Yeah, not CCR. Yeah, it's just it. It's objective. I just told you. Funny, man. Yeah. But the Beatles were bigger than G, as somebody wrote out there. What does Brian have to say? Oh, he kept on saying the Doors. Hello. No.
I get what you're saying. A lot of Doors songs you could go right by it because they're not all good that you could listen to them. But CCR does have that effect.
Yeah. And watch them live. Look out. I'm telling you, look out. I was up out of my chair. I don't do that. Well, I'm shocked that I didn't wake my wife up.
Yeah, but that's not on Zeppelin because they're not good live, Zeppelin.
Zeppelin is outstanding. Shut up. Eddie's. Zeppelin is outstanding live. I love me some Led Zeppelin. What? Turn on 1973 from Madison Square Garden. Tell me
that's the only one you can pull up. Everything else sounds like shit.
What? You're out your mind.
Part of playing live is you got to make it where you don't even know the difference from the record, and then you go off on a little tangent because you're live. Come on, that Stairway to Heaven lead part doesn't even compare to the studio version. I don't know what he's doing.
I don't like the studio version. I like the live version. LVA Paul Deep Purple. Good on you. That was one of the first bands I ever heard, by the way. Are you putting that up against? You taking the Pepsi challenge with Deep Purple and CCR? And stopping traffic in the Rasta hat CC, they never lied about being from the Bayou. They never said they were from there. So you can't lie if you've never stated you were from there. Follow?
Hello, they have a song called Born in the Bayou. I think that says it all.
That doesn't mean he was from the Bayou, son. It's a song. So, is there anybody else? Anyone else you putting up against CCR? Let's see that Pepsi challenge on a completely subjective topic.
I told you I put the Eagles up against them. I put Queen up against them. We talking live?
We're talking anything you want. Go. I'm telling you. Go. Do you have Netflix?
Yeah. What is it called? I'll put it on right now.
Creedence Clearwater Revival. I think the title is The Traveling Band, Creedence Clearwater. Just type in Creedence, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah, Rush, I got you. Yeah, Queen, got it. Yeah. There's a couple songs from Queen I do bypass. Not that they're a bad band, I'm not saying that. I love Queen. Always did. Doors. Yeah, there's Brian with the Doors. He's just going off on the Doors for some reason. My spidey sense is hungry. You got that right. Black Sabbath. Yeah. I still bypass songs. Volume 4. I don't bypass that, by the way. Rush. No doubt about it. Yeah. I do bypass songs from Rush. In fact, I got Rush in the CD changer as we speak. What's all in there? You guys want to know what's in my CD changer? So, if I can remember, I'm not going to go out there. We got Boston, CCR, obviously. We have ELO. What else?
I hate ELO. Oh, my God. Please, take it back.
No, I ELO reminds me of childhood. Dell and the Beaumonts. Yeah. Is it Dell and the Beaumonts? Let me check it. You guys know who they are?
Is it called Traveling Band Creedence Clearwater Revival?
That's the one, baby.
I'm putting it on.
That's the one. Don't play it over your mic. What the heck was I saying? One second, guys. Why ain't you pulling this up? I might have stated the wrong name on that. Hold on one second. Dion and the Beaumonts. Sorry. What was I thinking about Dell? I was thinking about Del Shannon. Dion and the Beaumonts. You guys know them? Keep Away from Runaround Sue. I bet you do know them. He was with he was touring with Buddy Holly. Dion and the Beaumonts back then when remember him and Buddy Holly and the Big Bopper, and they went on a winter tour in central US and it froze them out, a number of times. If you listen to the story, it's outrageous. And Richie Valens, right? And then I think Buddy was a pilot, and he had some pilot friends, and they were tired of their bus breaking down or something like that. And they had a long trip, and Buddy went out and got, I think it was 3 tickets to their next show that was like 250 miles away, and they were sick of traveling on that bus that kept breaking down. And he said, listen, they took them all in the back room and said, listen, I got 3 tickets. One of you are going to have to, take the bus. I think they had a funny name for the bus that kept on breaking down. But anyway, it was Buddy Holly, Dion, and from the Belmonts, the Big Bopper, and Richie Valens. And I think they drew sticks or something like that. But anyway, Dion got a stick. He was going to be on the plane, but he felt sorry for Richie Valens because Richie wasn't feeling too good, and Richie was real young at that time. I think he was like 18 or something, and he wasn't feeling too good. So Dion gave up his ticket to Richie Valens. And, of course, you know the story after that. Yeah. Plane crashed. Data Music died. That effect? Yep. So that's where Dion and the Belmonts come from. So that's definitely in my CD changer. What else is in there? Chuck Berry, like Chuck Berry. Yep. Oh, there's Tony. Tony, they were asking about you earlier. Like, where have you been? So, Adam, you still here?
Yeah. I'm a little lost. I don't do music. I certainly don't do music that old.
I seen the Stone, John Watson. Hold on
I
a
heard
second,
Richie
Adam.
Valens.
Say again?
I recognize that. I heard the name Richie Valens.
Yes.
I recognize that, but that was about it.
Buddy Holly?
Yeah.
Yeah?
But not CCR. I've never heard of them.
You never heard of Creedence? Do you have Netflix?
No. Can I claim no?
Yes.
Well, that'll get me out of having to watch something.
Oh, God. John Watson, Stones. I seen the Stones 3 times in 6 months. Back in 89 when the wall came down, somewhere in that vicinity, because I was in Berlin at the time. I seen them at Olympia Stadium. Then I went home on leave, and they were playing at in Pittsburgh, Three River Stadium. Seen them there, and then came back to Berlin, and the wall came down. I seen the Stones, the first open live concert in East Berlin, the Stones, in a thunderstorm. So how you like that? You got Joe Cocker up there, too. I can't. What can you say about Joe? All right, Van Halen. Yep, love Van Halen, too. Yep. Yeah, Emerson, Lake, and Palmer have some good songs. The Sex Pistols, you can just friggin'... I'll mule kick them. Pink Floyd, I already mentioned. Paranoid. You got to go a little bit deeper with Sabbath than just Paranoid. Try Volume 4. My buddy used to play that 8-track. Now I'm dating myself. On 10,000 BTUs in my ears for years. Yeah, I'm a boomer. I like being one. All right, so we went over all the bands, I think. Oh, Joe Satriano surfing. Yeah, give me a break. We're talking CCR, dudes.
Did you mention The Cure?
Oh, my God. No, I didn't. For cause.
For cause. Yeah, fair enough then. So,
Yeah. All right, so I think we're gonna wrap things up. I got a few things I got to take care of, and we're off on bands. That's when you know we're coming to the end. Right. So it was a good hangout, good show. Any final thoughts? That's what I thought. So if you guys go on mute, I'd appreciate that.
No, don't. Sorry, I was I'd muted and unmuted and started talking, and then realized I just wanted to give a quick shout out, if possible.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna copy that now. I'll post a link. It's just for Arthur. Arthur B. Flat. He started his own channel. There's bits in English if you want to join there, but I think it's also going to be heading out for another Indian community. So it's primarily, I think, aimed at the Hindi speaking people. So I just wanted to give his channel a shout out.
Okay.
Arthur B. Flat, good lad. He might even invite us, some of us on. You never know, QE. He might do. I'm still waiting. I did it about a year ago. It was good fun chatting with some of the guys over there. So just want to wish him well.
Yeah, I watched that one stream, and he had that log cabin in the mountain. I said, wait a second. Is he somewhere in Montana?
That's what I caught. Him and Owen were chatting. And like I said, but he said he was going to do it in Hindi. But I think if people turn up, he's quite happy to work between the two languages if his audience is so defined. So yeah. When I see him going, I'm going to pop over anyway. And like I said, we see if we can get an invite again.
Okay. All right. Is that it?
5 messages and a stream running in Skype from Austin. But I think that for now, but maybe some of what we said tonight, I assume I'm getting responded to, which I hope is, is helpful to what I said and it's been addressed. I've yet to read it because, like I said, we're live now. But say I was designated emissary, so my honest mission is to try and understand this the best I can.
Oh, brother.
On it, yeah, and I'm struggling. I'm not making any bones about that, but I'm still open to listen because you never know, do you?
Oh, come on. Okay, give me a break. I can't wait to hear the Elmer Fudd sophist dumb shit try to talk himself out of the different containers with the different boiling points. I can't wait to hear that.
Yeah, I know the longer we go with this engagement, it seems to be getting more and more harder to honestly, take this seriously because I am struggling. Like I said, fundamentally, and your appeal early on, or your demands, you know what I mean? Well, please define this.
You're struggling. There's incoherent third graders everywhere struggling.
He's trying to be a proper emissary.
Whenever I do a job, my granddad always said to me, if you're going to do a job, lad, do it right. So I have taken this on with integrity. I'm not trying, I will not misrepresent people. I've been accused and I've asked.
Misrepresent?
Wherever I spoke. Yeah, I'm doing my best. Because with you lot, I've got to try and put things into context as best I understand it, So I am doing that because that shouldn't be necessary because their position should be easy to understand. Should be there, laid down what's going off. We're not in that position.
Because they're not giving you anything, Adam. How are you going to do that your job the way you want to if they're not giving you anything?
Well, we keep trying, don't we? But like I said, it's getting more and more difficult. The more and more outlandish statements are being made. And when John told me this evening, that Whitsitt had claimed the container thing, I mean, there might be something out there. I've never, ever heard of it. Like I said, with the how to calibrate a thermometer analogy. But the more and more outlandish they are, the harder it is to bother to want to engage in this. So like I said, one thing Flat Earth taught you is don't be egotistical. Open your eyes. And I always try to keep them open. But, like with the ball, there's a lot of stuff you just have to close your eyes and your ears to. It's not worth dealing with. I'm hoping this isn't the case because this is a large part of our so-called community that hold this viewpoint. That's why it's worthy of this engagement, if for nothing else other than the fact that it appears to be a divide. That's worthy of a bit of time and investment in my book. But I said I'm struggling because after quite a while, I've still not, in all honesty, been given a straight explanation as to what this new way of viewing things is.
the new way of viewing things.
Well, yeah, because atoms don't exist. Electrons don't exist. Electrostatics exist. Yeah, electrostatic charges exist. But things seem to be a manifestation of dielectric potential. I don't know. I don't understand what's forming the physical reality anymore within their claim. There's lots of statements that all things are electrostatic, therefore, my theory holds true. But as to any understanding surrounding that, I'm still awaiting, and I am awaiting it. I'm not.
Well,
there's nothing to appraise until you tell me what ether is. I can't really work with anything until you. And this is the point. That's where it's got to. We try and hold their position. It's been necessary to attack things like atomism and the likes. But this is all the way in which these words are constructed through this atomistic viewpoint, and they're being used as proof within their paradigm. But I'm yet to hear how these words are being
yeah,
used
you
in their
already
paradigm.
stated that. Thank you.
Yeah, earlier on. But
Yeah.
that is fundamentally where we're at, John, isn't it? And there isn't a claim to deal with, respectfully. I think that's
Yeah, there
where
is.
I'm at.
Yeah, there is.
Oh, okay, yeah. These claims, like, yes, exactly.
Yeah, there's a claim out there. Hold on. There's a claim out there. Hey, Adam, I'm feeding back through you.
Sorry.
There is a claim out there that water changes its boiling point depending on what container you use. So there's a claim out there, right? This is like shooting pregnant hippos in a fishbowl. I want you to go live. The Walking Contradiction shits at 60. Just go live and, like I said, run the circuit. Run the garden circuit, right? And just keep on talking. I'd appreciate that. Fucking bozo. Now, we're going to end it up. So please, everyone, go on mute. Until I say otherwise. Thanks, guys. We'll catch you on the flip side. Stay tuned to BALLBUSTERS this Saturday. This could be interesting. This has some potential. Like I said, I hadn't listened to all of it, but the potential is there. All right, guys. Catch you on the flip side. Out.
Just let them speak.
You can demonstrate. You can prove it. When you manipulate heat, water boils.
Science can't prove things. Science cannot prove anything. How would it ever do that? Think about it. If no matter what you try and prove, and these guys, I heard them say the other day, oh, science proof is that the water boils at 100 degrees. That's not proof of anything. I wanted to go to Wits it, gets it.
You can demonstrate. You can prove it. When you manipulate heat, water boils.
Science proof is that the water boils at 100 degrees. That's not proof of anything. Wits it, gets it.
You can demonstrate. You can prove it. When you manipulate heat, water boils.
Science can't prove things. Now listen carefully.
I think you can find a scientifically valid method that can validate the ether, but it doesn't exist. I think you can find a scientifically valid method that can validate the ether, but it doesn't exist.
What the hell did you just say?
I think you can find a scientifically valid method that can validate the ether, but it doesn't exist.
Oh, yeah!
I think you can find a scientifically valid method that can validate the ether, but it doesn't exist.
Are you serious?
Now listen carefully.
What science has known for, hundreds of years, and that is the existence of the ether.
Science cannot prove anything. How would it ever do that?
Experiments prove that the ether is actually there.
Science cannot prove anything. How would it ever do that?
Experiments prove that the ether is actually there.
That's how you know you're being scammed.
Prove that the ether.
You know science doesn't prove anything, right?
On the subject of apologies. There's only one apology, and that's to Nathan for calling him a scammer. The rest, it is fair game. Even calling me a flat Earth homo, you know, it's fair enough. I've been called worse. You know what I mean? I'm not bothered about it. The only apology due is that, because that's the thing that's out of order. It's dishonest, and he knows it.
He won't be able to do it. You can't retract that now. You hear that, jabroni? That's your pride fucking with you, you Dunning-Kruger muppet. How's that hypothesis working out for you? You don't even know what one is, do you? Yeah, we heard it. Tacitly, you're fucking clueless. Thanks.
Got a couple.